Welcome, everybody, to Christian Brothers High School in East Memphis. And on a very soggy night, there's the opening kickoff. Stephen Galladay took it off the leg of Drew Cowan. We're underway as Jeremy Blythe for Briarcrest makes the stop, and the brothers will take over 1st and 10. Hi, and welcome, everybody, to the Time Warner Game of the Week. Dave Voloshin and Don Freeze. Christian Brothers comes in 5-1. The Saints of Briarcrest are 3-3. Briarcrest boasts the number 3 offense in the county. The brothers, the number 8 defense. The brothers are very, very big and very physical, while Briarcrest is more the finesse type team. But on a sloppy night, it may be just simply technique that wins this game. That was Alex Moore on the stop as they went to Justin Mosby. And Justin Mosby is a kid you better take a good look at because lots of colleges. Here's how the brothers, the Purple Wave, winded up. Brandon Thompson, Williams, Day, Cullen, Mills. There's your line. And you can see the rain coming down. Here is 2nd down and about 9. Mosby, who had a huge night in Nashville against MBA a couple of weeks ago, does a good job of finding the hole, going behind that big line that averages about 255. Hunter Quinn, the free safety, also one of the better punters in the county, makes the stop short of the 1st down. This will be 3rd down, and we'll call it a yard. Welcome in, Don.
Well, I'll tell you what, heck of a night. Just another night in Oregon, the way I'm used to it here. You got a little breeze blowing sideways across the field and some rain scattered.
Now the breeze a definite factor, and there is some pretty good defense by the Saints right there. Justin Curry, David Vereen, Alex Moore, the inside linebacker, filled the gap, but there was enough there from Patrick Newsom, the fullback, to get that 1st down.
I'll tell you, it's going to be a physical game. Purple Wave, Christian Brothers going to come right at them. They're going to take Mosby and Newsom, and they're just going to run the ball right at these guys. There's good power running by Newsom. He was hit in the backfield and still managed to power his way for the 1st.
You're right. He is a big physical player, and that may be the symbol for the Purple Wave this year. A couple of the linebackers cheating up, and here's Newsom, who stumbles to the 39. It'll be 2nd down and some long yardage there. Talked to Hugh Freeze today for an extensive period of time. One of the keys, he said, was the rain's got to go away because they're a passing team, a finesse team.
Well, it is. It's finesse versus bulk tonight and power running. But as far as the overall conditions, though, the field is about as good as it can be. You're not going to lose footing on this surface out here, even with the amount of rain they've got.
Here's Mosby on the 2nd and 7, and what a great move. And he's got some speed. Mosby with 1 to beat, can't beat him. 1st and goal, Purple Wave at the 7.
That's it. Christian Brothers went to an unbalanced line that time and ran the toss behind the tight end side, which is a 3-man surface, and the twin, so you have another blocker on the perimeter. And Justin Mosby cut that one back up underneath, broke the pursuit, and what a great run. Got caught there at the end, but there's the cutback. You see him miss make one man miss, and now it's just a matter of running through there. Great straight arm. This guy's a powerful runner. They like to block for him because he gives effort on every play.
Christian Velasco makes the stop for the Saints. That might save the touchdown for the moment. That one went 53 yards for the outstanding runner. Justin Mosby was the Touchdown Club Player of the Week a week ago. There's the sophomore Chris Skinner. His dad won a championship back in 1977 for the brothers. Ronnie Skinner scored a touchdown in the Liberty Bowl, which helped them to win a state title. And at that time, Skinner wisely didn't like the defense and calls a quick timeout. Here's how the Saints will line up on defense. Joel Hurley, Justin Carey, David Verine, and Drew Mulledy, whose dad played at Rhodes College and for the New York Giants as a tight end. Daniel Worley, Stauffer, Moore, and Gregory, those are your linebackers, and that may be the weakest part of this defense. I know that's what has Hugh Freeze just a bit concerned. He likes his defensive backs, and you see the way he lines up with the 3. Harris, Towns, they're the corners, and Hunter Quinn's your free safety.
Well, you're going to like this. This is even more power than we had before. They got the double refrigerator formation going here with 2 linemen lined up at fullback and lead back in the power I in front of in front of Mosby.
Mr. Perry, the refrigerator, remember him playing for the Bears. And Mosby can't get to the outside. Stumbled for a yard, not any more than that. And Charles Harris came up and Christian Velasco and made the stop.
Well, they managed to pound it up in there as well. They're running those linebackers through quite a bit. They're really attacking the line of scrimmage. And when you got linebackers that might be a little bit undersized, you got to free them up to attack better, and that's what they're doing. They're running them through the gaps and meeting them in the offensive backfield.
Kevin Castro, the head coach for the Purple Wave, now 18-20. Good year last year and another really good year this year. There was Verine on defense for the Saints, and that'll set up third down now and about 5.
Two real salty plays on defense there. Verine came slanting through the backside of that play and caught Mosby before he got started. Pretty good blocking at the point, but he never got to the point because of the good defensive slant move on the backside by Verine.
6'3", 266 pounds. He's the biggest player on the team. He's a senior. Here's a huge 3rd and 5. And they go to Mosby, the bread and butter guy. Big hole, extra effort, touchdown, Purple Wave.
Well executed play there. That one was well designed. Anytime you can get a hat on on the perimeter, and they pulled a guard, got the fullback out in front. That puts a defender in a position where he's got to fend off a blocker as well as tackle the best back on the field, and that's trouble for the defense.
And they went behind Brandon Thompson and Ryan Williams, and it paid off. And whistles everywhere.
I'll tell you a fun thing about this game tonight, too. Again, strong kickers. Both kickers are ranked in the city.
Encroachment against the defense.
That's Jim Herbert. We'll hear him all night. He'll tell us what's going on. And they'll still go for the old-fashioned extra point. This is Handsome on, and Kevin Handsome knocks it down. And with 7:47 left to go here in the first quarter, on their first possession, Christian Brothers goes a long way, and they score. You get first blood here, 7-zip Purple Wave. Here is how the Brothers did it. 8 plays, all on the ground, 75 yards. It chewed up 4 minutes and 13 seconds, and that puts Christian Brothers up. There's the 5-yard run by the sensational Christian Brothers senior Justin Mosby. Florida came to look at him the other day, I'm told, Don Freese.
Well, he's a guy that really does look the part. He is still long and lean. He's got room to grow. Even at 195 pounds, it looks like he can certainly carry more weight, and he has good mobility.
He's averaging almost 150 yards a game. Done a terrific job. Handsome will kick it off.
With that drive, he's got to be close to 1,000 for the season now, too.
Robert Towns and Josh Fletcher back deep, and they're going to go toward Towns, and that one is into the end zone and out of the end zone, and that is a heck of a kick. Christian Brothers looking terrific in the early going. Kevin Handsome really got his foot behind that one. The wind, by the way, slightly behind him as well. Well, Hugh Freeze knows he's up against the odds in this one because Christian Brothers is just so much bigger than the Briarcrest Saints.
They're so much more physical than we are in size. They have a definite advantage in that area on us. So, we definitely have some things that we've got to do differently in order to compete in this game, and we'll work hard at trying to give our kids a chance to compete in it.
Hugh Freeze, 62-17 in his 7th year. It's amazing. It looks like he's 22. There's a bad exchange, and there was very little room that time for the Briarcrest back. He may have gotten one. Stopped by Alan Pendleton, the big defensive end, and some help from the inside linebacker, Bobby Dosh, whose son, I think, is the AD at Christian Brothers University.
I'll tell you what, it looked like they were trying just to run a little veer dive there, and the quarterback took a little wider step than the fullback took on a little tighter course, and pretty soon they're running up on each other and they lost their momentum.
This is a passing team, a finesse team, and Fletcher, not normally their starting quarterback. A little option there that time goes to Joel Hurdle, who's the stronger of that running back position. He's stopped by Colin Cull, the defensive end. Got a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Wilkerson, Savage, Vaughn, Bolton, and Toms, they're experienced, but they're light. They only average 205 pounds across the line. Fletcher, the quarterback, but James Olson is 5th in passing efficiency in the entire city. He's been hurt. We don't know if he'll play. Here's the shotgun, and Fletcher over the middle for Towns. It's intercepted. The Purple Wave will get the ball back. Will Batt comes up with a big play, and Christian Brothers has it in terrific field position, already up 7-0.
I'll tell you what, they're trying to hit the old Florida routes. Talking about Florida before, is they're running the hitch and the flag over the top, and there's the corner. He originally was playing up short, but when he saw the route, he fell back deep into the hole in that too deep coverage and makes the interception. Very smart play. Really
watched the quarterback well. Here is the fullback Newsom, and he gets a little bit of room in that Christian Brothers offensive line. Definitely with penetration there. That's good for over 5 yards. Christian Velasco, who doesn't normally starting tonight, has made another stop. That's at least the 3rd tackle in the game, and there's Hugh Freeze all bundled up trying to figure out what he can do against this much bigger and very talented Christian Brothers team.
Well, you're getting a defense that's stunting, so what you're seeing is a defense that's all stacked up on the line of scrimmage. There's a linebacker's running through again, and you lose pursuit. This time they run all the way to the sidelines, and there's really just no one there to fill it inside out because they've gapped up inside.
This time they strung it out beautifully, wouldn't you say? Hunter Quinn came over and helped out. Velasco was over there again. No gain, 3rd down and 5. And Christian Brothers has yet to throw a pass on the year. Skinner has thrown a bunch. He's 6 of 169, 4 touchdowns and 367 yards.
There he is. With the people blitzing up in the middle, you can play your ends wider, and all of a sudden there's an unblocked defender out there.
You saw the flag fly too, Don, and that's a hold.
Hunter Quinn just got froze by Mosby's stutter fake, but the holding penalty is going to bring this back and repeat the 2nd down from a little bit longer, 2nd and about 14.
Here's that eye. The rain has stopped, just as Dave Brown predicted it would happen. And here's a blitz by the Saints. And in the first pass, they read it well. Wow, they read the blitz. They had the play set, and Mosby dropped the football. But you've got to give a lot of credit that time to the Saints, because all over that play, reading it and staying home, was Ryan Mayhew.
Well, they blitzed the middle and left their ends again to play man coverage. When Mosby went out on the screen, he had a defender with him. Still had room to catch it, and throwing and catching the ball on a night like this really shouldn't be that big a problem, as long as you really focus on the fundamentals of catching the football.
Here's 3rd and 14 in the big blitz sign, and Skinner gets away from one, can't get away from everybody. Justin Curry got him back behind the line of scrimmage near the 40-yard line, and so the Brothers are going to have to punt the football.
Well, he's got an unblocked guy coming right off the corner, right in his face after he fakes this play. Now it's in his backside. He sets up, and all of a sudden, there's the guy. And he does a great job of possessing the ball. That ball was up on the top of his shoulder, and all of a sudden, a rusher is on top of it with his hand on the ball, and he maintains possession.
That was Kevin Beal getting that thing away, and it's wet, and it squirts out of bounds inside the 20. That's exactly what he wanted to do. With 4:44 left to go here in the first quarter, Christian Brothers up 7-0, and we've got a Saint down. And he went down about where the punter was kicking the football. It appears, is that Trey Carrier? Let me correct myself. We think it's 34 now, and that would be Brad Young.
2 guys came in on the punter to put some pressure on there, and without really reliving the moment, I'm guessing that he probably extended and fell in an awkward way. He's holding his shoulder, and it's difficult to tell what it is, but hopefully he'll bounce up here quickly and jog off.
And they have definitely gone out to double check, and I don't think he's woozy more than anything else. They're just asking him questions. And again, we're not exactly sure what caused the injury. We'll have to dress in tonight, the first cool night of this football season. And there he is. He's up and now walking off on his own steam. That's always a very, very good sign. And, that is 34, so we do have it down now. It is Brad Young. Young is a senior, 5'9", 160 pound, usually plays linebacker. Well, the Saints really did a good job. And when it looked as if they were in real trouble after giving up in their own territory the big play, the interception, after Christian Brothers had driven so nicely on 8 plays. And they'll try the ground, and there isn't much there. Now they'll play Melvin Cole and they'll play Robert Towns, just about equal carries. Both average about 7 yards per carry. Both are in the 300-yard range. They don't have a star like a Mosby. They've been pretty effective, as we mentioned. They average 338 yards per game. That's number 3 in the county. So far, it's been tough going. They lost one there, 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, there was not much movement there at the line of scrimmage. They had problems getting the defensive line out of the way.
High snap to Fletcher. There's a draw. It goes nowhere. It loses more yards, and the Saints are going backwards. Great defense that time. Ryan Williams. I think we've mentioned just about every one of their front 4 guys now. Pendleton, Williams, Cull, and John Condon. They've been in on these plays from the get-go. They are definitely getting penetration on the Briarcrest offensive line.
And that was Coach LeCastro's point. He felt like, and had been selling it to his guys all week, they had to win up front on both sides of the ball.
3:33 left to go, first quarter. Christian Brothers up 7-0. Here's 3rd and a taxi ride, 16 yards. Fletcher with time now runs out of time. Down at the 3. They'll be punting from the end zone. Colin Cull with a sack there. And Fletcher actually had some time. There was nobody open. He's actually their best wide receiver, but he's got to play quarterback because James Olson's injured.
I'll tell you what, when they break out of the formation, you're getting a maximum drop. And, to say it in the words of all the defensive critics of the world, they were in essentially a prevent defense. So there were 8 dropping, and they ran 4 verticals. There just really wasn't a seam big enough to throw it in, and he just had to make a decision to do something rather than eat it there at that point in time.
Substitution infraction against the offense.
Well,
4th down.
That just about keeps the string alive. We've seen that every game except last week.
Well, that will be a very short punt formation right now, so you have the option of either trying to block it or taking good field position.
Hunter Quinn's the number 3 kicker in Shelby County, and he was really rushed, and he tried to kick it away, I believe, from Stephen Galladay, and it goes out of bounds. And again, Christian Brothers will have outstanding field position at the Briarcrest 28-yard line. Wow.
And it's 28 yards they're glad they got, because that was he was under pressure. He was backed up right on his end zone, and it was good to get away at all. The punt, of course, is the biggest play of the game in terms of exchanging yardage, so you'd like it to be more, but they are playing defense. They have a chance to play defense now.
2:45 left to go, first quarter. 7-0 Purple Wave. They want some more. Here's Skinner, the sophomore quarterback. When they've run, they've been more successful. Here's Mosby ducking for 5.
I'll tell you, Skinner seems to show great poise. That play there looked like it was an audible to a special front or a special situation. And you're going to see him as he bobs his head. He's probably already done it as well now. But there he turns around, pitches the ball. Now, anytime you can audible the ball to Mosby, that's probably a pretty good call. Good running, good blocking.
He actually got 3, 2nd down and 7. Alex Moore, their best linebacker, made the stop that time. And here's Mosby again. Bit of a crack of a hole. He'll get 3, maybe 4 more. It'll set up 3rd down and in the 3-yard range. They're just going to pound Mosby and Newsom, you'd think, all night. John Stauffer, the inside linebacker, with some help from the free safety Hunter Quinn, make the stop for the Saints.
Yeah, they were twins and unbalanced again, so they're trying to set themselves up to gain that extra blocker at the point of attack. And again, now they are again. It's up to set to the left side.
1:40 left to go, first quarter. 7-0 Brothers looking for more. Here is Mosby. He got the 1st down. It'll be close. I think he got it by about a yard. Inside the 20, close to the 17.
Well blocked play, a little leakage on the backside. Just got him by the ankle. Otherwise, he'd have been running strong up through the hole. But Mosby establishing himself, doing the work, and carrying the load tonight.
Again, Stauffer, the linebacker, made the stop. We talked about how the Purple Wave inside people were making the stops. We've been calling out safeties and linebackers for the Saints so far in this game. Here's first down and 10 at the 17. And Skinner gives it to the fullback on that little quick hitter. Faked like he would be going outside to Mosby. It'll net 3 inside the 15-yard line, and Alex Moore, the linebacker, makes the stop.
Yeah, you got to love your fullbacks. They just do. They just work. They block on pass protection. They block for the tailback. And it's great to feed them the ball every once in a while. And eventually you keep winding them up like that. And towards the end of the game, they may pop them loose.
Mosby's already got 68 yards now in this contest. And here is 2nd and 6. Mosby, huge hole. Mosby, 1st and goal. Maybe the last play of the quarter. Now they'll stop the clock to move those chains with 29 seconds left to go. It's still 7-0 Christian Brothers, but they're looking for more for sure.
Well, they got the old counter play going now. The little step to the side. You got the guard pulling through there and the fullback leading through from that offset position, and it's just a 2 men through the hole off of a double team. Again, power football with lead blockers.
Trying to strip the ball that time, couldn't do it. 1st and goal from the 1. Little sneak. No sign yet. Doesn't look like he got it.
Quarterback Skinner on the keeper.
Now the Saints are talking as if there was a fumble on that play. I don't believe that's the case. I think Christian Brothers will have the ball. 2nd down and goal from the 1 when we return for the 2nd quarter. So far, the first 12 minutes all belong to Christian Brothers. The Saints trying to hang in, but they're in trouble when we start the 2nd quarter. But the Brothers' enthusiasm should be extremely high, because this team's off to a 5-1 start, and they're about to take a 14-0 lead here.
Well, it's been all, like you say, all Christian Brothers. Power football. They just unable to get anything going. There's that fullback coming through there as the 2nd blocker. And that's going to be, that running back's going to be the free safety's nightmare tonight. He's just going to keep coming through there until somebody starts stacking him up at the line of scrimmage. And
you know, that camera angle and the fog and the look that it had, it reminded me of Remember the Titans, the movie with Denzel Washington, just that sort of look. The Saints are obviously going to have to try to dig in here. 2nd down and goal for Christian Brothers. This time Skinner will give it up. It goes to Mosby. He goes airborne, and it's 14-zip.
Yeah, he earned that one. So we're glad up here at least that he got that. Now you want to make sure you try to keep feeding that fullback and keep him in the game. But this is getting to be a tough day. Briarcrest trying to jam it up in the middle there, but there's just too much headed towards the middle. Now with a good kick, let's see what happens.
Handsome adds it. And it's a 2-touchdown lead. We've only played 3 seconds here in the 2nd quarter. And it's Briarcrest now with a real dilemma. What can they do to get back in this game? Yards all on the ground, 2:47. Mosby got that ball down to 1st and goal, and then he went airborne for the touchdown. He scored them both, and it's 14-zip. And I don't know what Briarcrest can do. They're going to have to go to the air. Maybe James Olson will come off the sick bed, the injured bed, and become a hero. Here's the numbers from the 1st quarter. All Christian Brothers. The Saints minus 10 yards, of course, without a 1st down. 103 total yards for the Brothers, all on the ground. And look at the difference in time. 5 minutes and some change. Wow. All Christian Brothers. Here's the best athlete for the Saints, Towns, who was backed into the end zone. And once you're across that plane in your own end zone, it's an automatic 1st and 10 at the 20.
Yep, no bringing them out in high school. Well caught. Now it's just a matter of how patient Briarcrest can be. Christian Brothers is playing a very conservative defense. They're big enough they can let their 4 linemen or 3 linemen, depending on their front, rush the passer, and they're going to defend with 8 or 7 players. Now you just have to be patient enough to throw the ball inside on the creases, to the hitches outside if they're available, and use your passing game as your control game.
I don't want to make excuses, but Josh Fletcher, their quarterback's their best receiver, their quarterback, who's injured, on the bench, was the number 5 efficiency passer in all of Shelby County. That time a little bit of room, and Christian Velasco, who's really getting a lot of playing time tonight, turns the corner and gets a first down all the way to the 30.
Yeah, you know, people are starting to use that. It's one of those modern football plays now where you got a flat motion guy getting snapped right as they pass into the backfield, and he has speed to carry him on the perimeter from that double wing set, and that's just what they're doing there. They got the sweep running.
And there's that double tight end set again. This is Cole, who isn't going to go anywhere because there were flags all over, and I thought that was procedure.
Left tackle jump with the motion, so there's a...
Here's Jim Herbert.
Illegal procedure. NCI fence. Repeat, first down.
So, 1st and 15.
You know, I want to say this. Watching Jim Herbert and watching this officiating crew work, you know, a couple of weeks ago at the Melrose-Hamilton game, there were some shots fired, and obviously that's just a horrible situation. But I noticed in watching Channel 5's video of it, the referees had everybody down. They were actually huddled over the players, protecting them. And I thought, what a beautiful thing that was, how much those referees really cared for the young men. That was up the gut. I believe it was Hurdle who went for a couple, stopped by Colin Cull again and Rob Barham, who came up from the strong safety spot. So pickup of 3, it'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Saints. Usually a passing team, but you know that ball is slippery.
Well, the officials sometimes catch a lot of grief, but ultimately, if they're doing their job and they're the...
That one's wide open. That one is caught. And that's a first down. That's the first down in the game. Kevin Beal makes the stop, but the ball caught perfectly on that pattern by Hunter Quinn. So Quinn from Fletcher, and finally the Saints are in the black.
Yep, that gives them a chance again. Now this is 4 receivers going down the field on the landmarks, sidelines, both hash marks, trying to split the 3 deep defenders, and Hunter Quinn got in that seam area to the right, made a nice catch on a ball that was really thrown well with a great touch.
Fletcher also had some time for the first time. Here's Towns with a bit of a crack and can't get too much. Got about 2 or 3 near the midfield stripe. 2nd down and long coming. Towns, by the way, 51 carries, 375 yards, a couple of touchdowns also, 22 catches, 412 yards and 4 TDs. He's in the top 10 of the county stats when it comes to receiving the football.
To get back to the officials, they feel like they've done their best when people don't remember them. Not having to make critical calls and having maintained the game and kept it in order. So they are a dedicated crew.
Fletcher with an audible. No, doesn't like what he sees. He's running out of time, and he'll call a timeout. We've got 10 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here in the first half. The Brothers up 14-0. The Saints trying to figure out what they're going to do.
We're going to try and get into the Briarcrest huddle. I don't know yet, but we're trying. There it is.
Let's listen in. This is the huddle of the Saints.
Bailey, too wide. Water. We're going to go troops.
Who's more?
Trips right. Gun, B brown. I mean, B blue. Here you go. Okay? Here you go. Hey, relax, guys. Relax. Okay? You got a good drive going. Just relax. You everybody with me? Yeah.
I love the steadying voice of Hugh Freeze. They'll go trips here. The one pass play that was successful was a 4 wideout set instead of the double tight ends. And you'd understand why they go to double tight ends, because they're so light. But they have to use speed here.
Well, obviously they've got skill, and they like to throw the ball. They're comfortable throwing the ball. That's what they advertise, and that's what their players really enjoy doing. It makes more fun, makes the game more fun for them. And now they've got a little trickery and deceit going as well with the.
And that works. That's Fletcher, who again with the sprint out had some time, and Towns was wide open. That's catch number 23 on the year. Matt Karpovich and Stephen Galladay make the stop, but now the Saints are in Christian Brothers territory for the first time tonight. That ball sits on the 35-yard line, first down and 10, just under 10 minutes to go in the first half. They trail 14-zip.
And again, fake the draw to hold the linebackers and then shoot that back out into the flat, creates a little space. They had their trips set into the boundary, so most of the coverage went with the trip formation, and it's just well designed, well executed little play action pass.
Fletcher getting more comfortable, buys himself some time, but he's going down. That's just terrific defense. Grabbing on was Josh Metcalf, grabbed on for dear life and wouldn't let him go and rodeoed him down.
Well, again, they're trying to move the pocket and get away from that pressure, but the corner out there are actually playing in an inverted position. You got Metcalf out there. It really is the secondary player, and you don't account for him in your protection scheme, and that's what you get. You know, he comes up on the play and makes a good tackle in the backfield. Now they got second and a lot, but as well as they throw it, and if they keep their poise, as Coach suggested, we got a good drive going here. Just stay with me. They'll get these yards back because that's what you do if you're a passing team.
And he just hit that ground. That ball popped out, but you see how wet his arm was. And hope he toweled it off. Here's 2nd and 20 and a little quarterback draw. And Fletcher's got some speed. Fletcher's a good athlete. And back down to the 33. This will actually be 3rd down and 8. He got 12 back right there.
Good play. And again, now their size and their agility really is what they utilized that time because they trap blocked a quarterback draw. You're going to see the lineman come across here and get the big rusher. And all of a sudden there's a crack there. He makes a great fake on Dausch there in the middle, and it ends up being able to break it into the second level. Now they got 3rd and about 8, possibly in a position where they might go for it on a 2-down situation.
Here's that real spread. That's Towns in motion. And a bit of time for Fletcher. Here comes that delay blitz, and the receiver fell down. Mayhew fell down right at the 18-yard line. So 4th down and 8 coming with 7:51 to go in the first half. And the Saints down 2 touchdowns, 14-0. They do have the best kicker in the county in Drew Cowan.
I'll tell you what, there's the play action pass. You got 2 receivers coming into the middle from the backside, and the linebackers from Christian Brothers got real good depth. Now you can see all that coverage in there in front of him. I know the quarterback would have preferred the receiver to settle down back before he ran in behind those linebackers. That's really where he threw it. But an incomplete pass here is better than an interception or a turnover.
Drew Cowan is the top field goal kicker in the county, but they're a bit out of his range. His long this year, 39. So they'll go for it on 4th and 8. And that ball tipped away, and making the play was Josh Metcalf. A sack in that series and a tipped ball, a pass broken up, and the Brothers will take over in their own territory with 7:44 left to go in the first half, and it remains 14-0 CBHS.
Yeah, that was a pretty good drive. The negative plays are really what injured them there and got them stopped, because they had enough good plays to continue it, but when they backed themselves up into 2nd and about 20, it was just too much to overcome.
Christian Brothers from their own 33. Skinner's going to give the football, and Mosby's going to go backwards. That time, the defensive front led by Justin Curry did a very good job for Briarcrest, and Mosby gets nothing there.
Well, they stuffed it up big in the hole, but he almost bounced it out the back door. One thing you have to do on a good back on a dry field is make sure you wrap him up and keep him tied up until your buddies get there. And on a bad field, even worse. You have to make sure that you tie the runner up, and the first guy there's got to hold him until the pursuit gets there.
7 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first half. And some play action for Skinner. Now he's got some heat, dumped it away. That ball is incomplete. Nice effort that time by Whit Tagg, 5'10" senior. The tight end dove for the ball, but that thing left Skinner's hand in a weird sort of way. I don't think he ever really had a good grip on it.
Yeah, they're going for the ISO fake bootleg. Got the guard pulling out there to give him a little protection. But again, now throwing when you bootleg to the left is usually a tougher throw for you mechanically. And Skinner's just got to keep working on those things so that you can lay it out there. The receiver was open and there was some space to run if he'd have let him.
3rd down and a long 10. Skinner hasn't hit one yet. He does this time. There's Mosby. He's got the first down. Right at the 48-yard line. A big play there. David Gregory, the outside linebacker for Briarcrest. Their number 3 tackler makes the stop, but move the chains. CBHS on the move with 6:49 to go here in the first half.
Well, that was a heck of a play by the quarterback. And he's just a sophomore. Physically, I'm sure he's going to mature. Mentally, he's already pretty sharp. There was an unblocked linebacker blitzing, and really what they hit was Mosby hot. No coverage on him.
Here's the pitch to Mosby. Almost caught behind the line of scrimmage. Look at how quick he is. He's going to end up getting 5 yards on that play. He could have lost 3. He just ran away from John Stauffer, the linebacker, and Alex Moore finally caught up with him. But, man, that's some acceleration by that senior.
Well, he's strong, and he's got confidence now. He's really powering through there. Briarcrest has got to get to him and wrap him. Tackling is you can't play defense without tackling. I think Tommy West talked about that a week ago. He's just tackling breaks down. Everybody's got to get to the ball. Everybody's got to get their arms around them, and they got to finish.
Been a great turnaround for Kevin LeCastro in this program. They had some tough times his first year. They were just not very good. There's the power play, and Mosby gets 3 more. Justin Curry makes the stop. Kevin LeCastro that first year, I want to say, was 1-10, something like that. Had really one player that I remember, Sawyer, Rex Sawyer, that I think is now playing at Lambeth and did not have a lot of talent, but has really turned things around for sure. Here is 3rd down and 3 with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first half. 14-0 Christian Brothers, and there's the fullback, and Newsom's got the first down.
That was an excellent open field tackle.
Hunter Quinn.
That fullback came through there unblocked on the trap in the misdirection, and all of a sudden you got a DB sitting out there all by himself and a big old fullback running through, and there's the trap. Good kick out, all of a sudden untouched. Got him by the legs, accelerated on the finish. Great tackle by that little DB.
Yeah, but Newsom says I got the first down and give me some more carries, because my partner Mosby, 13 carries, 102 yards already. Power football again. Ooh, somebody new in the game just got his bell rung. That was a heck of a hit in there on the new running back. That was John Condon, 5'8" junior, 195 pounder. He got bounced backwards by Alex Moore, the inside linebacker for Briarcrest.
Well, again, they're running those linebackers through, and he runs through right at the point of attack, and there it is. It was a race to see who was going to get the handoff.
Loss of about a half a yard. 2nd down, we'll call it 10 still. Clock continues to run. 4:09 left to go in the half. Christian Brothers up 14-0. Dave Woloshin and Don Freeze on 2nd down and 10. And Skinner will give it to Mosby, already over 100 yards. He picks his way for 4 more.
Yeah, just simple. It's kind of fun to watch. They're just finding different ways to set the 3-man side of their line. They're going unbalanced and running power and ISO and counter to the 3-man side inside of twins. This time they went just formation to boundary, which meant they put their flanker and all the linemen into the short field, and again ran the power play. So they're just finding different ways to run the same plays. Now they're in a set to run the counter.
3rd down and 5. And here's Galladay with an end around. I'm not so sure that wasn't supposed to be a pass. He's in trouble, and from behind, he gets knocked down. That was Joel Hurdle who came up with a big play, and that'll force a punt. He's going to lose almost 10 yards on that play, all the way back to the Saint 45. And so the Purple Wave are going to have to kick this thing away. This will just be their 2nd punt in this game.
Well, when you're a defensive end, you're supposed to keep contained even when the ball goes away. You got to look for anything funny coming back at you. Defensive end makes that ball bounce wide, and once it goes deep, and good pursuit there by number 38, ends up making the play.
Kevin Veal got that thing away in a hurry, and he kicked it well. That's 45 yards, but into the end zone. And so Briarcrest will take over first down and 10. Still in the game, down 14-0. If they could put an 80-yard drive together here in the last 2:44 and make it a one-touchdown game, they would carry momentum into the locker room.
Well, for a team that passes, this is not a lot of points. They can certainly, a 7-point game puts them with all of a sudden they're within striking distance, and but they do have to continue to move the football like they did last time without the penalties and without the negative plays.
Tell you what, I don't know if it's the weather being cool or rainy. We've seen some passing here, and this is one of the fastest games that we've seen so far with 2:44 left to go. Here's some hard coverage on the wideouts, and Olsen in the game for the first time decides to hand the football off, and there's not much room up front. That's the same old. That was Melvin Cole trying to run the ball. He ran right into Matt Karpovich, the linebacker. He got 3. It'll be second down and 7. So the first time we see Olsen, 50 of 85, 6 touchdowns, 681 yards. Here's his first pass attempt, and he was looking for Robert Towns, found his feet.
Yeah, he well-run pattern, well seen, and he just short-armed that ball. He threw it right through the lane where he wanted to throw it. The timing was there. It's just one of those deals where human error took it.
Olsen has a deep thigh bruise, and they really didn't think he was going to play. Went to the doctor today, got the okay, but you notice he's just coming in with 2:44 left to go here in the first half. Here's third down and 7. Little option. Well read, but look at Melvin Cole trying to make something happen. Not enough. He got to the 27. He had to get to the 30. Stopped by Matt Karpovich. And so I get the sense on fourth down and 3 that the Saints will have to punt the football away.
Well, this is one of those spread options. Now, whether he's got a sore leg or not, they're not designing that play for him to keep it. But he did take a lick. And that's what happens when you fake the option. You make yourself vulnerable as a potential ball carrier to get tackled.
Well, Hugh Freeze hasn't made a decision here. It's fourth down and 3. He keeps Olsen in, and now I guess he's going to call a timeout with 1:32 to go. They just wanted to run the clock down and then take the timeout, and that's what they've done. I'm sure they'll bring in Hunter Quinn, who, as we said, averaging 38.5 yards per punt this year, is third best in Shelby County. He had a long of 72. And that against Brentwood Academy.
Knock it loose, okay?
Let's take a listen in.
Tighten up one down. Let's go.
On the wide side.
I think the offense got away before we could get our microphone there. I'm guaranteeing you Hugh Freeze told Hunter Quinn, kick that thing as far and as high as you can.
Well, conditions being what they are, the wind is probably the biggest factor tonight. The field looks sturdy. We haven't seen anybody slipping. The officials are doing a good job of keeping the ball safe and dry and workable. And that's a nice kick. A single safety, he kicked it away from Galladay. No return.
That's 55 yards. Is that ball down at the 25?
It's a 26-yard line.
That's a 55-yard kick, folks, without a return. That is striking the football.
Biggest play of exchange yardage in the game.
Hunter Quinn, a senior, 5'10", 182. That'll up that average when it's 38.5, but that's still third best in the county. So let's see what Christian Brothers does. With 1:21 left to go in the half, and they're up 14-0. They go a double tight end set. This is their power football setup, and they're going to Mosby. And Mosby ran into Towns. He's their best athlete, and he shows you he's a good open field tackler as well. Towns made the stop, and that play got maybe 3.
Oh, he did a great job of coming off. He came off of the wide receiver's block and then just stuffed the runner at the line of scrimmage. And again, he just played the receiver. The receiver's trying to stalk him, ball gets bounced. There's Mosby coming all the way out there. He threw that receiver away, and all of a sudden there he is to make a play. He looks like a very strong tackler. Both the secondary's been tackling well here.
Yeah, he likes their secondary for sure, and he says their defensive line is their strength, Hugh Freeze, when talking about his team. This is the fullback Newsom, and the initial contact wouldn't slow him up. He got across the 30. It'll set up third down, about 4, with 28 seconds left to go in the first half. John Stauffer and Joe Weintraub make the stop for the Saints, and we'll see if they elect to run one more play. Skinner's gotten the word. Clock still ticking, 12 seconds to go in this half, and they're going to let it run out. Slippery field, you got a 2-touchdown lead. Just take that into the locker room, and the Purple Wave will do just that. Well, they're 5-1 this year. They've played smart all year. They're looking at 6-1 as they take a 14-0 lead into the break. Lots coming your way with all the high school profiles. That's what we do at halftime on the Time Warner Game of the Week.
On the
Briarcrest Christian School prides itself on its academic excellence. Although a fairly new school in comparison to others, they have managed to build a strong, close-knit family combined with teaching the basics of Christianity.
Well, I'm proud of the commitment that I see by the school and the parents and the students for students to excel scholastically in a Christian environment. And I have a lot of pride in the relationship between faculty and students and parents.
I'm proud of the level of academic excellence that we have here. We have a very high standard for all of our students, and the teachers try hard. The administration, they do their best job to prepare us for college, and that's a lot of things that we focus on. And also the feeling of family that we have at Briarcrest.
With an outstanding working relationship, the teachers come together to make sure their students are all prepared for their futures.
The curriculum is very wide and deep and rich, and there's a tremendous amount of opportunities for all students to get involved, whether it be athletics or instrumental music, vocal music, visual arts, performing arts, all types of extracurricular activities, the cheerleading, pom. We have a very active and involved student council that really feels a real need at our school for student involvement, and they do have a say-so in our school.
We've had so many kids come back after graduation and tell us that they were prepared for life in so many ways, and I have to believe that yes, they were prepared academically, but I think that they were prepared in other ways as well. They were prepared spiritually for the battles that they would face. And one of the ways that we've accomplished that is to tell truth to students. Sometimes truth is hard to hear, but I think in giving them the hard truth, they are indeed prepared for what will face them in the future.
Time Warner congratulates Briarcrest Christian School.
those.
Founded in 1871, Christian Brothers High School embarked on a mission to provide discipline and direction to young men. All the students of Christian Brothers have chosen the school to be their educational home.
I'm lucky to be in this position because the students choose to come to this school. If they don't find it's a good place or this isn't for them, they usually don't show up on the doorstep. So as a principal, and I think any principal in the city of Memphis or in the county would love to have a school just filled with students who want to be here, and for the most part that's what we have. They take a phenomenal pride in the school, willingness to be a part of the institution. They are boys, and they're not always the saints that we would like them to be, but you know, I think we get a little more leverage with them because they really do want to be here.
These guys, for the most part, want to be here. most of the students that we have here went to one of the Catholic parochial schools and have always known since they were kindergarten that Christian Brothers is where they were going to be, and so they have the idea, I want to be at Christian Brothers, and they take a lot of pride in that.
The students, there's a definite camaraderie here, whether it be like in the hallways or at the football games or basketball games, or at all sporting events. You can definitely tell who's a Brothers boy, and that they're proud of being a Brothers boy.
Christian Brothers High School is taking advantage of today's technology to keep parents informed and involved.
One of the more innovative things that we're doing right now is our technology, where most of our parents have access to the internet via their work or at home, but everything is we communicate to the parents through the internet. Their son has his own file, and they can go in, log in, they can see their son, they can see his picture, they can see his teachers, and they can email each teacher. They have the list of homework, his homework for the night, his report cards, progress reports. Everything is communicated via the internet now.
The teachers of Christian Brothers work together to guide their students.
Well, the teachers, we work very hard together. Just to give you an example, I have a meeting this afternoon, and I'm not going to be able to be in my 7th period class. All I had to do was go up to one person that was off 7th period and say, can you watch it? That person looked at me with a smile and said, I'll be there. And that's how we are with each other. And we always put the students first.
The teachers here are great. They're always willing to help, lend advice on any type of situation. If you're in trouble, they'll always try to help you out the best they can. But they do their job well, and they truly care about all the students.
Time Warner Cable salutes Christian Brothers High School.
As we get set for the third quarter, all CBHS, they own the numbers. Let's take a look at the stats. Well, the Saints, a much better second quarter, but nonetheless, total yardage, huge edge to the Purple Wave. Time of possession, big one there, and the one turnover really didn't hurt the Saints, but obviously all Christian Brothers just so much more physical than Briarcrest.
Well, they have really established just what they wanted to do. They are winning the game on the line of scrimmage, and they're running the ball efficiently. Briarcrest has just hurt themselves when it comes to execution. A smaller team, a finesse team, can't allow itself any mistakes.
Rain is now stopped, and that's got to be a plus for the Briarcrest passing game. We'll see. Here is one of the up men, and not bad, to the 27-yard line. So the Saints will take over after the return by Hunter Quinn. Usually we see him kicking the ball. The Brothers have been absolutely outstanding. They've owned the third quarter. They have not given up in 6 games this year a point in the third quarter. How does that happen?
Well, when you're smart, you get credit for making good halftime adjustments, and certainly they must be making their halftime adjustments and coming out and doing exactly what those adjustments have called for. And they've played very well in the second half, obviously, and had great attention. It's just when people give up points in the third quarter, it's obviously because the other team made better adjustments.
Josh Fletcher does come out to start the third quarter, and James Olson remains on the bench. He just had one series. He was stopped by Matt Karpovich, and Fletcher, the option quarterback, got about 4, maybe 5.
Can't tell whether he was reading the dive or not, but certainly it's truly an option play where you try to hold the linebacker flow with the dive fake, and then the quarterback keeps it. He doesn't have anybody to pitch to because everyone else is outside on the formation.
From the 31-yard line, here's Fletcher with twins on that right side. And if you give him time, he can usually throw a strike. He does throw the strike, but to the wrong guy. That's Bobby Dausch. And Dausch, who I think is the son of Mike Dausch, the athletic director at CBU, comes up with the big play, and Fletcher, the quarterback, down on the ground.
Well, I'll tell you what, linebackers have been getting great depth on the passes all night, so they're getting good pass-run reads and getting depth on their drops. Obviously, he must have dropped the ball as it went in there because it sure landed right on his stomach, and now they're lined up for third down. The quarterback took a lick, and it was another shot where the pass rush, the 4-man pass rush from Christian Brothers is making a difference.
I thought Dausch had it. That's a break for the Saints. Here's third down now and 6. And Fletcher stays in the game. Big rush again. He threw that one away. No flag. They'll let it count. Big pressure by Matt Karpovich. And Hunter Quinn's going to have to come on and punt this football away. Remember, going this direction, he kicked one 55 yards in the second quarter.
Karpovich made a nice blitz move. Got around the outside there and chased him down outside in, and was just with the linebackers and the coverage covering the intermediate routes. That pressure there is allowing him to, is forcing the quarterback to pull the ball down, and that's where the pressure comes from.
I saw Kevin LeCastro. I don't think he was happy with no flag for intentional grounding. Here's Galladay after the line drive of a punt and some room, and the Purple Wave will start off their third quarter in terrific field position right at the 50-yard line. Stop that time made by Jeremy Blythe, or Trey Lampkin, excuse me, but not before a very nice return. And that time, the punter Quinn did not get the ball high in the air. That line drive was an invitation for a return by Galladay.
About a net 18 on that exchange right there.
So the brothers in business, the midfield stripe. And Newsom had nowhere to go that time. Again, if you're looking for the strength of Briarcrest, it's up front where Drew Milady and David Verheyen, Justin Curry, Joel Hurdle, and then usually an inside linebacker like Alex Moore fills the gap. And it's tough to run right straight up. Second down and 9 coming.
They are. They've committed to single coverage outside, and they're blitzing those linebackers up through the middle. So when you run a play without a lead blocker, it's tough on the ball carrier.
Skinner to throw. That one's tipped up in the air and incomplete. Good defense that time by David Gregory, the outside linebacker. Stayed with the, I believe that might have been one of the running backs out of the backfield, and he tipped that ball up in the air, or else he had the tight end with tag.
Yep. Here you're going to see him fake the dive to try to hold those linebackers up in there, and try to hit the tight end there just a little bit on a little pop pass, and good outside in coverage. Good job of deflecting that pass away.
Skinner threw that ball just a bit behind too, but a great defensive play. Here's third down and 9. And this guy is something to watch. Mosby, who had over 100 yards in the first half, got by 4 Briarcrest Saints and picks up another Purple Wave first down.
He got tackled. He got hit about 3 yards over the line of scrimmage. Makes a good sudden cut right there and runs right through that first level of tackles, and all of a sudden he accelerated out the back door and had to get caught from behind.
It took David Gregory to get him down, but you're right. He was stopped and they were punting, and instead here's first down and 10 at the Briarcrest 32-yard line. Mosby again turns it back up. Boy, look at the way he gets those pads. Just absolutely perfect position, and makes the turn and gets close to another first down. If he didn't get it, Alex Moore makes the stop.
It's fun to watch guys glide and glide and glide until they sense that cut, that open lane that they want to go through, and then they drop it into that overdrive and accelerate through there. And really, he's just making some great cuts and some great runs right now.
He picked up 9 there. Here's that power set. Mosby again, the first down and a lot more. Brought down hard inside the 10. It'll be first and goal.
Well, I tell you, that play was well blocked. Give the line a little bit of credit there too. There was nobody there even to touch him until he got into the secondary. And you see there, all of a sudden, there's just a little tap on the hip, and it's just a straight shot. Corner's got to come in and make the
Melvin Cole was not going to let him go. But first down and goal from the 8 with 8:49 left to go. Here in the third quarter, it's already 14-0 Christian Brothers. Mosby again, not that time. But he should have lost 2. Back at the 10, he gets it inside the 5. John Stauffer makes the stop. You just can't get this guy for a loss.
Well, they blitzing the linebackers, and again, they had him wrapped up, appearing, or at least it appeared that they had him wrapped up in the backfield, and he just spun through and power ran himself in there for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards, and certainly down here at the goal line, he's got his nose pointed right at it.
unofficially 158 yards now for the senior. Here's 2nd and goal from the 4. Mosby again. He gets in. There's touchdown number 3. The hat trick for the senior running back. And it's 20-0 Christian Brothers with 7:57 left to go in the 3rd.
That was a heck of a drive. You had Coach LeCastro using a couple pages in that playbook early on in that drive until he got a 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 again, started handing it to the tailback and never quit handing it to the tailback till they scored.
Heck of a drive for that guy. Here's the extra point from Kevin Hansen. It's down the middle. He remains perfect. And we've got under 8 minutes to go in the 3rd. It is all Christian Brothers. .50 yards on the ground. I think they were 0 for 2 in the air. And this is the guy that did it all. 50 yards on the ground. He got the touchdown as well. They used up almost 3 minutes. And it's 21-0, and he's having a heck of a day. 162 yards and 3 touchdowns. Already voted once this year as the Touchdown Club High School Player of the Week. And he may have some more coming. Man. Christian Velasco will take it at the 3. And there's some room, and he's got some speed. And down he goes. He sort of tripped himself at the 47-yard line. Actually, that's Hunter Quinn. Stephen Galladay will get credit for that tackle, but I think the wet field was really what got him. That's to the 46. That's a 43-yard return for Hunter Quinn. And the Saints will take over at the 46-yard line. They need to get something going, at least for some pride.
Okay, Galladay made a smart play there. Had a blocker on him. Had the return man coming through there naked. And the one thing you always want to make him do is you want to make him cut back. Got to make him do something other than run straight. And Quinn fell down on the cut.
Here is Melvin Cole. He's the guy that made the big tackle at the 8-yard line on Mosby. That time he's able to get a couple. Bobby Dosh hit him hard, and Cole comes up limping.
Yeah, pretty tough little trap play in there. Good way to attack a defense that's basically a little more stout. They're penetrating up the field, so you can trap them. You got mobile, undersized linemen, and that's where the pulling and the trapping is most valuable.
James Olson back in at quarterback. And here's a fancy fake end around. They try to steer that thing up the middle. I think they went to I think that was Charles Harris, and Rob Barham stayed home and didn't go anywhere. They got a yard, 3rd and 6.
This is the old double wing inside reverse, and you have 2 exchanges, but the quarterback only makes one of them, and it's actually a forward exchange. It's legal, but one running back hands it to the other.
Hunter Quinn got a yard. It's 3rd down and 6. And Olson's thrown only 1 pass. Remember, he's got that deep sore thigh, and that one's, it's a bruise, I should say, is what I'm trying to articulate. That one actually thrown decently, but a little high, and Josh Metcalf with the coverage, and 4th down and 6 means that the Saints will bring Hunter Quinn in to punt the football.
Conditions are not ideal for the passing game, but I don't think they're bad. That was just probably the ball would have been dropped on a dry day. The officials are doing a nice job of rotating the balls. You can see they're working hard at it. Really no excuse for not handling that pass. It was accurate, too.
That one not a great kick. Here's Galladay picking it up at his own 15 and finding some room down that far sideline. Out of bounds he goes at the 31. That'll be a 16-yard return. They haven't played in 10 years, Christian Brothers and Briarcrest. I know Hugh Freeze wishes they'd played the last couple of years when they were going to state title games.
Yeah, good job of handling that ball. He had plenty of space. Ideally you like to handle him in the air, but he did keep it from rolling, and he did manage to take it back some before gravity tackled him there.
Christian Brothers beat Melrose, they beat Hamilton, St. Benedict, Madison Central. Knocked off Nashville, Montgomery Bell. That was a big one. And they have been very, very good. Here is I think Galladay carrying the ball for the first time. Now that's Mosby again, and he didn't have much room that time. The good D by Briarcrest. It was Joel Weintraub, and we're seeing a bit more of him tonight than usual. Weintraub, a junior, 6 feet, 167 pounds. He actually threw Mosby down for a loss, 2nd down and 11. Here's that double tight end one back set. It's Mosby, and again, he got hit when he first touched the ball. Was that Stauffer who made that play? It was. The linebacker playing close to the line read that play and came in, and I think they lost a couple of more. This will be 3rd down and 12 or 13.
Well, that was a nice play. That's how you stop the sweep, is you support off of the outside, and you don't support so deep that they can just cut back in and bubble up and run vertical on the play again. He got deep into the backfield and forced the run, made the tackle.
3rd down, they still call it 11, the ball sitting at the 30. Gotta go to the 42, it should be 3rd and 12. Same set. And here is pressure on a new quarterback in the game who is avoiding everybody and finally goes down back near the 15.
Well, that's the first stop for some time here for Briarcrest. They got to be excited about that. They backed him up. Going to get the ball reasonable field position here.
You're looking at Carter Giovanetti. Giovanetti, a 5'7", 150-pound junior, his first series, and he was looking for people, couldn't find anybody open, and here's the pressure.
Play action pass. He got out of one tackle just to almost get rid of it. But again, here with a 21-point lead, just as well to give up the sack and take care of business as to risk a turnover.
The punt from Kevin Bale returned to the 45, and flags fly everywhere.
Particularly now you look at a punt with a 15-yard penalty for a clip going on, and all of a sudden now Briarcrest back up again into their own end.
It is a clip. Good eyes, Don Freeze, and move that ball from the 45 back to the 30. That's a tough break for the Saints, trying to get things going. There's the Briarcrest Lovelies.
Against receiving team during the run back. 1st down.
Saw some of those cheerleaders for Briarcrest. I know one of them is a young lady named Collins Toohey. Fortunately, she looks like her mother. And trips on the left, and here's that passing opportunity, and Olsen will give the football. Here's Cole, and he can't find much. Somebody stayed home, didn't buy into it. Good job by Alan Pendleton. And with 3:44 left to go, here in the 3rd quarter, it'll be 2nd down and 6. So they got a little bit there.
Well, they gained yardage on it, and what the Briarcrest is facing a real dilemma. They're breaking out, going into trips and spread formation, and
I'm off on that. It's 2nd down and 8.
And Christian Brothers is just defending them with five in the box, and it makes it difficult to throw the ball because there's just not a lot of space outside, and you get a lot of people dropping into coverage. And here they do end up connecting on the hitch, which is good. Gives them a 3rd and a reasonable chance to convert, and perhaps they can get a drive going, get a little something happening here.
James Olsen, his first completion of the game to Ryan Mayhew. Mayhew had to come back and get the ball. Here's 3rd down and 2 with about 2:55 left to go in the 3rd. The Saints down 21-0. They got to make something happen. They got their starting quarterback who's been injured back in the game. And here's Cole looking to try to get that 1st down. He's not going to find the line of scrimmage.
Looks like the 0 points in the 3rd quarter performance is going to hold up for Christian Brothers here. Their defense is going to get them stopped here again. The way things have been going, they're certainly going to be able to eat up 2 minutes on offense.
John Condon with the stop for the Purple Wave, and on comes Hunter Quinn to punt the football away. Last couple of punts have not been on the money. And this one's not a great one, but it's effective. Out of bounds at the 40. There's a kid who had a 55-yarder. That one goes all of 35, is it? No return, however. keeping it away from Galladay, and the brothers in good shape at their own 40 with 2:13 left to go in the third. You're right, haven't given up a point in the third quarter, and that one looks pretty good. That streak's going to continue. Juvenetti comes back out, his second series. I like watching little guys like that. 5'7", he's about my height. And here is Mosby. Doesn't matter when you can just hand the ball off to him. Off to the races, one guy to beat, can't get by him. Stopped by Christian Velasco at the 1. But that one, my friends, is 59 yards, and now he's well over 200. He's already had 3 touchdowns. What more can Mr. Mosby do? He can just absolutely motor.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was untouched. This is your basic 3-piece suit. They're running that counter through there. Nobody touches him. The tackle pulls through, leads through. The fullback cleans up the inside linebacker. And now it's just a foot race. Now, normally people are going to get kidded a lot. We'll go to the next play here.
Christian Velasco is some kind of fast. There's Mosby. He deserved the touchdown. He got it. 4 touchdowns in this game, well over 200 yards, and it's 27-0 Christian Brothers with 1:41 to go in the third.
Yeah, normally kids are going to tease each other a lot about getting caught from behind, but as fast as that guy is, you got 2 very fast runners going down the field, and he ended up getting the touchdown anyway.
Handsome's 4 for 4. It's 28-zip, and Mr. Mosby given the game ball. 24 carries, 221 yards, and 4 touchdowns, and the Purple Wave are running away from the Saints. He is tall, he's lean, and he's been on a roll. 2 plays, 60 yards. The big one, the 59-yard run by that man. 4 touchdowns tonight. That one took 32 seconds, and it's 28-0. Who's he remind you of?
Yeah, he's kind of cut like Marcus Allen a little bit. He's tall, he's kind of angular, very strong sprint-type stride, and he just runs and runs and runs, and he runs with power, and he runs with great acceleration.
Handsome with the kick, and this will come down to Fletcher at the 10. And Fletcher gets all the way to the 35. Well, the kick return team for Briarcrest has done a pretty good job tonight. 3 first downs in the game for the Saints. They got to figure something out with 1:32 to go in the third, just to get a little bit of momentum for the game next week at St. Benedict. I mean, they still got a chance for a good year. They'll be 3-4 after this one's over, and then they got ECS, their big rival, and then Harding. They played ECS for the championship a couple of years in a row. That's truly their rival. They would like to play on terms with these guys, but let's face it, Christian Brothers has 1,000 boys, and there's about 250 male population for the Saints.
They are crossing division. There's no question about that in terms of school population and classification. And they, in a lot of ways, they've played quite well tonight. They've played tough.
Christian Velasco in a power move got 7. Stopped that time by Whit Tag. 1:08 left to go in the third. 28-0 Christian Brothers. The Saints may be playing for some momentum for the rest of the year. Christian Brothers, and they're thinking possible state title now. They've got to be thinking that way. And that time the center jumped off.
Okay, very few penalties in this game.
No, you're right.
This has been a very well, both teams well coached, concentrating on their assignments.
Justin Curry jumped that time.
2nd down.
Had a couple of them. This one, again, now it seems to be the Briarcrest doing the most damage to themselves. They've had the clips, they've had the offsides that have put them in positions that have made it hard for them to convert and keep drives alive. And hopefully they'll be able to convert this one.
The Purple Wave have Nashville Father Ryan, Chattanooga Baylor left, and then MUS. And here is Christian Velasco getting a first down. Very close to it. I think he got it. Actually, that was Joel Hurdle, the 6'1", 195-pound senior. And that'll be the 4th Saint first down. Whit Tag again on the stop. Yeah, they didn't give it to him. That's a tough spot there. I thought he had it done.
Well, we'll let the officials officiate. They'll make the call. It is kind of close. I'm surprised they didn't at least measure it. But this will be the last play of the third quarter.
And Fletcher on a keeper, he comes close. Now I thought he got it again. We'll see where the spot is with 8 seconds left to go in the third. We've seen MUS, they give him the first down. They'll move the chain, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Well, it's still all Christian Brothers, but the Saints may be on a move. After 3, 28-0, Purple Wave. Christian Brothers High School, for years they didn't have a football stadium. This thing's only, what, about 4 or 5 years old. And now they get to congregate and have fun at home. And nothing like a home field advantage.
And it is an excellent facility.
It is.
They have whoever maintains their field, this grass, this turf, the pitch, as they say in soccer, has really held up well under all the water that's been on it tonight.
It came down in a deluge form. Here is a quarterback sneak, and that's Fletcher getting into Christian Brothers territory at the 49. Here's the numbers after 3 quarters. You know they'll be one-sided. The Saints now with 4 first downs. They got 1 at the end of the quarter, and look at the total yardage. Actually, that's not a bad job by the Saints, considering it's 28-0. 75 total yards for Briarcrest, 2 turnovers. 1 was costly for sure. And the 232 total yards for Christian Brothers. Here's 2nd down and 5. Again, Fletcher tried that fake option back up into the middle. That time it didn't work.
Well, that time we got Christian Brother linebackers running through, and they're trying to read the option. The linebackers are running through. He disconnected that ball, and there was a linebacker and the read, both of them, sitting out there waiting for him. He had nowhere to go.
Josh Metcalf makes the stop. No gain at all. 3rd down and 5.
Bobby Dausch, good penetration. Actually made from an inside linebacker blitz. He made the quarterback cut back.
He's had a pretty good night. And had one that we thought was going to be an interception. Here's the shotgun with 4 wide receiver set. And they spread it so that Fletcher can go to work. And how about that? He's got the first down at the Christian Brother 38-yard line. Matt Karpovich, Josh Metcalf make the stop, but the speedster, the little Josh Fletcher, the junior, gets the first down.
Well, they handled the run through that time. Again, Dausch hit the line of scrimmage. Yeah, let's take a look at this. You're going to see.
Well,
perhaps we're going to see it here. The quarterback, you're going to see everybody get accounted for on the line of scrimmage. And
he just went straight up the middle.
They get that block on the run-through linebacker, and away they go.
Back to live action, not much up the middle. Couple. As John Condon, the big defensive tackle. Actually not so big, 5'8", 195, but the junior's tough. He stood his ground. They get 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Not to put a curse on them, but Briarcrest seems to be moving the ball. They keep, they've only had 1 penalty in this drive. They've converted. They are using some clock and having successful plays and staying on schedule.
Fletcher again with some play action, and he's looking for Towns, and that was almost there. He had him turned the wrong way, and good defensive work that time by Galladay. Stephen Galladay, 5'9", 155 senior. He's been playing for a couple of years. He's been pretty steady throughout his career.
Yeah, that's another one of those ones where the play action fake had everybody up and in. The vertical route receivers were moving down the field, and he just led them into the coverage. It's kind of frustrating for him to have them, because on the scheme you're going to say, no, doggone, he was open. I just should have let him over here a little bit more.
A year ago, they had running backs with a big line, and they could go on the ground on 3rd and 10. They just don't have that luxury this year. He likes the running backs, but that line's not very big. Here's Olsen on, and that ball is incomplete, and that's going to be a pass interference call. It was very, very close indeed. Quinn went up to get the ball. So did Will Batt. Was there contact before the ball got there? Let's take a look.
Well, this is one of those balls that's thrown up in that little dead area between the roll corner and the half-field safety, and there's the half-field safety over there. And he comes in there. Both guys are playing the ball, but that is in the official's judgment, he wasn't playing it enough. And
tough call. Saints will take the break. Will bat. You're going to get away with that one most of the time, so don't feel too bad. Here's a different angle on it.
Yeah, he's in there just a little bit early, but
maybe.
That's pretty close call.
It's 1st down and 10 any way you look at it from the 23. Olson back in the game, buys himself some time and try to get that ball coming back. But very good coverage by the defense that time. Kevin Beal all over the intended receiver, and that was Josh Fletcher, who usually we see in this game at quarterback. Kevin McCaster, the bald young man there, has to feel pretty good. A great athlete here at Christian Brothers High School.
Well, we had actually talking before the game. He was a graduate assistant at Ole Miss. We butted heads a little bit when he was at Ole Miss, and we were at Vanderbilt back in the old days.
You guys butted heads, or they ran through you?
Actually, we watched the players that we coached run into one another.
Oh, I see. 2nd down and 10 with 9:13 to go in the game, and Olson with some time. Now he's run out of it. Down he's going to go. That was Colin Cull. That's the 2nd sack in the game for the 6'4", 235-pound senior.
Yeah, you can see Olson is not as mobile as he would like to be. He's fighting through there, and he's got to hang on to the ball because they're dropping so many people in coverage and covering their zones pretty well. And it just gives those 4 guys a chance to chase him down.
They're taking him out, and you can see as he leaves, he limps. That deep thigh bruise just too much for him to really move against that big defensive front of Christian Brothers. So here's 3rd down and 20. And they've got Fletcher back at quarterback in that spread set. This is a screen setup. Oh, they ran that nice, and here's Cole. But enough stayed home from CBHS that they force him out of bounds at the 29. He may have gotten a couple. Here's 4th down and long coming. 4 sacks in the game now for the Purple Wave.
Well, they've been doing it with just the front 4s too. Coach LaCastro wanted them to win the battle up front, and really that's what they've done here. They've allowed themselves to play coverage and still get pressure on the quarterback. So some of these you might classify as coverage sacks in today's modern vernacular, but nonetheless they are sacks.
Olson limp back in. Fletcher's going to go and play wide receiver on this play. Christian Velasco's in the game for the Saints as well, and then Briarcrest decides to call a timeout.
Yeah, Fletcher's done a lot of business tonight. Played quarterback, played receiver, returned to kick. Pretty versatile guy.
He and Towns appear to be maybe their fastest players.
Yeah, I would say that Velasco guy is
spread. You want to spread on one big house, okay?
Right.
Get straight up the shoot. Listen, Olson.
I'm with you there. 4th down and 18. That's what the Saints will be facing. Now, we've seen MUS, and they did a darn good job of knocking off Bartlett.
Stay in the middle.
And let's sort of listen in here.
Straight up the hash, okay? Let's go.
And, we've seen MUS. The brothers have MUS last game of the year. That should be a good one. Match that up a bit.
Well, MUS's strength is they were in and out
they're balanced.
of the power offense and the 4 verticals, and they had a quarterback who threw the ball accurately. Senior, I can't remember if he was a senior or junior, but he was very productive in the passing game. Good receivers. Hopefully they'll have their receivers back by then.
Yeah, they've been banged up, that's for sure. Here's Olson going toward the end zone, looking for Cole. Incomplete. Well, it really was well covered.
Yeah, you're going to see that those type routes be covered because you got 4 receivers, seam down there on the hashes, and at the outside between 3 defenders who are lined up in the middle of the field and in the outside thirds. And when the ball hangs like that, a lot of people get close to it. And they just didn't do a very good job of adjusting to a high pass there. The ball was thrown in the right area, just a near miss.
Stephen Galladay and Will Batt all over that play, and that means the ball goes over on downs to CBHS, and let's see if they just don't run the ball all over the place, which is what they've been doing all night long. And here is a new running back into the game. Flags all over the place as Jeremy Finney cuts it back to the 35, but this one's coming back. Alex Moore made the stop.
Jeremy Finney had broken a bone in his hand this week, and he's a backup tailback. Was really scheduled to start at corner until he put that cast on. How he's going to carry the ball tonight?
Repeat first down.
With a cast on his hand is going to be difficult. Sometimes you get a chance just to carry it in one arm, but usually you got to cover it up with the other and protect it.
See if you find the hold here. And there's Finney. And you can see that big cast on that left hand. Move the ball back to the 22, first down and 18.
You'll be okay.
And Christian Brothers is definitely content to run things out. Alex Moore, the linebacker, makes the stop for the Saints. 7:07 left to go in the ball game. Christian Brothers over Briarcrest, 28-0.
Yeah, feed that fullback now here at the end of the game. Keep the ball up the middle. Give that guy some carries. Let the big guy do some work inside. He's worked hard all night. He deserves a little sugar.
Justin Mosby has his helmet off. He's on the sideline. He's a spectator now. And his replacement, well, that's Juvenati on a quarterback keeper. Got to the 30-yard line. It'll be third down and 10 coming. Nice stop that time by John Greer. First time we see him this evening. So Hugh Freeze getting some new players in to counter Kevin LeCastro's trying to season and get some experience for some of his younger players.
Well, certainly the pride is the issue here. They don't want to give up anything, but the quality snaps are valuable, and they're going to pay dividends if you can get your guys in there when you get to the playoffs later on in the year.
And Juvenetti runs for his life and got back to the line of scrimmage. Well, I think he wanted to get to the outside. He saw too many big white shirts and wisely tucked it back in, especially when you lead by 4 touchdowns. Barrett Day makes the stop for the Saints. Under 6 minutes to go in the ball game, and Christian Brothers will have to punt the football away.
Well, very percentage play. He was smart with it. There was contain outside. He was trying to bootleg back out there to the field, and there was no running out there because Briarcrest had it well defended. And he tried to scramble it through the middle, didn't get much.
So here is Kevin Beal on to punt. Did a good job of fielding that thing. And Towns slips back at the 37.
Really, that's about the first time we've seen anybody just flat slip and go down.
Now, I'm amazed because the water came down today, I'm going to say, about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, as if it was a deluge. I mean, this field has really sopped it up and held up well.
The deluged again here about 5:45 as well. So they had a couple of real strong showers. Again, modern field grass technology, great drainage.
And this is, let's face it, a new stadium. I don't think it's any more than 5 years old, if it's that old. Olsen back in. He's in the shotgun. They got to get something going. And a drop.
Yeah, just trying to run before you get the ball, and it bounces right off the old 8. It's more work for Fletcher as a receiver, and the hitch route has really been the only pass pattern that's been consistently open all night.
Fletcher's going, hey, I've been used to passing it. I got Towns split on in a slot on that left side, and Fletcher's the deep man. Here's Olsen again from the shotgun. And the draw goes nowhere. Cole stopped and brought out of bounds. That'll stop the clock, I think. About 5 minutes left to go. Matt Karpovich, Kevin Beal all over that play. Christian Brothers defense, we told you, was 8th in the county coming in. They didn't hurt themselves tonight as they're pitching a shutout.
Yeah, just ran a sub in there for Bobby Dausch. I think his night is done as well. Done a nice job of bottling up this offense and keeping contain on the passing game.
Olsen, who rolled to his left, threw against his body and finds Towns, and out of bounds he goes at the Christian Brothers 45. So at least they've started to put some things together in terms of getting first downs here in the second half. Will bat Rob Barra make the stop, but that's good for 15 yards or so. And the first down for the Saints.
Yep, there's a repeater from the first half as well. That's the fake the draw there, get the running back out into the flat to the field. There's Towns with his second reception.
And here's Olson in trouble, gets away. He's going to run with the football. And despite that bad thigh bruise, he picks up 6 to the 39-yard line of the Brothers. Nice looking play there. Rob Barham, finally stopped him.
Yeah, they got the scramble. He's a big guy. And he got that shoulder down there and protected his legs pretty well. Now that's his throwing shoulder, but he's going to be a little sore tomorrow, and hopefully he can make it through the next 4 minutes without taking another lick on the leg.
He is. He's 6'2", 207, a senior. He's one of their bigger players. Second down and 5. Mayhew makes the catch and leans forward, knew exactly where the sticks are, and that last lunge got him another first down. Nice play. Josh Metcalf makes the stop, but the Saints will keep the chains going with 4:08 left to go in this football game. 28-0 Purple Wave.
Yeah, it's a pride deal now. Everybody just wants to execute. Even the subs that are coming in the game for the Christian Brothers defense, they've got pride in that shutout, and they don't want to give it up for the guys who earned it for the first 3.5 quarters. So they're trying to play hard, and nobody wants to get shut out, so Briarcrest executes well. There's a sprint out and an out route, well thrown, well run route.
And that time Fletcher held on to the football, and another first down.
There's a sprint out, good protection, breaks contained, nobody up in his face, so it's just a matter of running and throwing. Perfect throw, well run route, made the first guy miss, good pursuit.
Barham finally wrapped him up. Flags are going to fly.
Left tackle jumped. So,
the Saints are moving backwards, as you said earlier.
Procedure. Inside offense, 5 yards, first down.
You mentioned earlier how well played it was, and I don't know how many penalties. That might be the third on the Saints, and I don't think the Brothers have had but 1 or 2, if they've had that many.
Yeah, they've been costly in terms of the yards, in terms of stopping drives.
Olson
in the first half. This one just puts him first and 15. So.
And from the 27, there's a little underneath route, and there's Hunter Quinn makes a great play, and down inside the 10, another first down. That'll be first and goal at about the 8-yard line for the Saints. Bobby Dausch, they put a helmet back on him and brought him back in. He makes the stop, but the Saints with their best field position in this football game.
Good job of reading the blitz. They got secondary blitz coming. There's an unblocked defender coming right in his face there. They hit the blitz cut outside with individual coverage, and he did a nice job of running away from people, and he just stumbled instead of scoring into the end zone there.
There's the quick out. Here's Towns, tried to bring it back in. He'll get to the 5. Second down and goal coming from there. Olson's come in that fast passing game now with the no huddle and very, very short time before you snap the ball has hurt the Brothers a little bit. Stephen Galladay made the stop. 7 first downs this half now for the Saints. They've had 4 on this drive. Olson has a man. He's got him. Touchdown, Briarcrest. That's Mayhew with the touchdown. And the Brothers have finally been scored upon with 3 minutes to go in the game.
Well, that seems to be the offense that really suits Briarcrest. It seems like maybe they were trying to be tricky, and they were trying to survive with a coaching plan that was going to protect some injured players. But this seems to be what they're certainly most at home with, and is well executed drive all the way down the field. Good passes, good catches, and it's a touchdown.
Kevin Beal beaten for the first time, and he was really right there. That was a great catch. That snaps a little bit high, but that was down the middle, and that keeps Drew Cowan perfect on the year, 19 of 19. Last year he was 52 of 53. You put those numbers together, it's pretty impressive. But the Brothers have been really the impressive team tonight. Briarcrest gets one, though. It's 28-7.
Where do you turn for great entertainment?
They did it. Olson Boy, he saw Mayhew, and that's really a good connection. That defense wasn't bad. Mayhew with good concentration, and the Saints are on the board, 28-7. That's a momentum gainer for next week.
Oh, absolutely. It's confidence builder. They're back to doing what they do. You know, they know that when they call those plays, they walk down the field on a good defense who have been playing them stiff all night, and executed a drive that led to a touchdown.
You know, when you're a good kicker, you can get that ball to stay inside the lines, and I thought for a second that Cowan just might do that. He goes out of bounds. That means the brothers will get the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 35. Again, 3 minutes left to go in this football game. It's been all Christian Brothers. Obviously, the player of the game was Justin Mosby, but you have to like the way the Saints kept playing hard. Finally, Olsen loosened up that thigh. He came out and he started pitching.
Well, it is. They look a lot more aggressive in the passing game. Not to say they weren't trying to run hard, but it just isn't their style of play, and it wasn't a good matchup versus a much bigger Christian Brothers line.
This win will put Kevin LeCastro's record as a head coach at CBHS at 19-20. He's certain to get over 500 this year, and there's a nice little scamper by Finney for about 9.
Again, same play, the old counter play, a little fake one way, lead through with the guard, kick out, all the way well blocked.
Ryan Mayhew, who caught that touchdown pass, made the tackle. It's good for 8, 2nd down and 2. Juvenetti will bring his team up. They've given the starters, Chris Skinner and Justin Mosby, now just about the entire 4th quarter off. They'll rest up for next week. There's Newsom, and the big fullback. Look at how he protects the ball and shows some speed himself. Down to the 22, and he almost kept his balance.
Well, I tell you what, you gotta like number 28. He has made, Velasco has made all the game long breaking place tackles. This fullback, the big guy, finally fed through, just like watching Nebraska play. You know, all of a sudden that fullback breaks out of the backfield at the end of the game, and here comes, he's loose, and there's Velasco to get the last touch on him, and he just goes down.
He got 45 on that play. 1st down and 10 with 1:58 left to go from the 23. Finney looking for some room, wanted to cut it back down to the 21. Got a couple. 1:45 left to go in the game. 28-7. Christian Brothers over Briarcrest.
So I guess they're not going to give Newsom any rest. He just seems to be the blue-collar guy. He's going to start and finish this game for him.
Day, by the way, made the stop. Clock continues to run as Juvenetti looks over at Kevin LeCastro. 1:25 to go. And they got 2 really decent running backs because that kid Newsom can block as well. There is a new running back in the game, and I think he got his own fumble back at the 10-yard line. The running back that time was Michael Marable, and he loses the ball after he gets about 15 and somehow finds it sitting on the chalk line.
Well, when you're running left, you have to have the ball in your outside arm. You got to put it in your left arm. He's carrying it in the right arm, which means all the pursuit coming inside out can get their hands on the ball first, and he can't protect himself because the ball's in his arm.
Christian Velasco, by the way, was the man who stripped that ball and got it back. Michael Marable, I wonder if that is Chris Marable's brother. Played baseball for the U of M, just a terrific all-around athlete. And Juvenetti quickly comes over. He's got the play from LeCastro and the coaching staff, and he'll come back and take a kneel, as there's only 27 seconds left to go in this football game. Very impressive indeed for Christian Brothers. And by the way, that streak of not giving up a point in the 3rd quarter is still alive. And I think you're right, Don. That just goes to show you, if you make good adjustments at the half, it lasts. It really helps.
And the players buy into it. They've got momentum going now. They know they're going to come out and play well in the 3rd quarter, and it's an energy thing as well.
Well, the brothers will face Nashville Father Ryan next week here at home, and Briarcrest will have to regroup, and they'll head to St. Benedict. They'll be the favorite in that one, and indeed it should be interesting. Good game on a tough, wet field today, but Christian Brothers just too much for Briarcrest, and now CBHS is 6-1 on the year. The Saints are 3-4, but still plenty of time in their season. That'll do it. Once again, that final 28-7 for the entire Time Warner crew. And for Don Freeze, I'm Dave Woloshin. We say so long, everybody, from CBHS.